Are you questioning whether you're good enough to advance your career? Let's talk about why other people help you to shift your career forward, even according to your plan, and how to deal with your imposter, with not being good enough. And one technique for presenting your career-specific answers to any uncomfortable question in the workplace. Ready? Tips for employees. If you're aiming for a career change, very likely there will be a good opportunity very soon. Everything is set, for example, in a room where accomplishments are wrapped up during some meeting. Could be online or could also be on site. So enter this room with your thoughts well organized, backed by data, backed by feedbacks from clients, from colleagues, from the recent work phases. And then, notice that as your first signal to yourself. I am here. I'm facing my fear of judgment. But I'm prepared. For example, to make this career moment a career moment to shine for you, always keep an updated list of your concrete achievements and also the specific people who've helped you along the way. Of course, also with such a list, you will notice in the meeting nods of agreements and also a few puzzled expressions. But nods of agreements, puzzled expressions, they are just cues that they are listening to you. They are listening to your list. Now, talking about the professional achievements and also the feedbacks, especially if you feel under pressure, I need to change my career. You need to understand the functions of feedback. The feedback from a boss or from a mentor or a supervisor is their way of guiding your daily work. And the same way in a review situation, your feedback suggests the directions that your work is heading and where your work is to be guided with a certain purpose by those around you. So your presentation is not just about receiving feedback, but also about giving feedback to them. And by giving feedback to them, you can guide them to guide you. So, actually changing your career, changing it forward, it means managing your self-image in the face of others' perceptions. For example, you might say, well, in your question, I sense concerns about the points that I'm making. What's on your mind regarding our future? So in that moment, you pivot from being a presenter to being a collaborator. And that's why it's important to articulate your points really clearly. So your self-presentation, it's not just about looking good on the surface of your career. No, it's really about showcasing your achievements so far. And it's showcasing your individual skills and your motivations that you can offer to them, to these specific people, especially in the future. So that's why you should be clear about your own specific skills and motivation. Be as clear as possible. And now you see, in a sense, shifting careers is really embracing feedbacks. Theirs, but also yours. Now, to avoid worrying too much about your feeling of, I'm not good enough, let's look at how you can speak up. To formulate concise points to your advantage. Anticipate their questions. And when it is your turn to speak up, you can simply address these questions, even before they have asked them in this meeting. Oh, and if they do ask an inconvenient question during this meeting, I have this communication technique for you. If their question focuses on an accomplishment or project topic, shift your answer to the people involved in the project. If their question focuses on a person in the project, shift your answers to your accomplishments and/or the broader project topic. So you have two leverages to use in any discussion at work in the best interest of yourself and the project. One, the accomplishment and the topics, and two, the people in a project. And this way, you are and you remain in control, even in moments of inconvenience. So take it slow. Maintain eye contact, even if it's difficult sometimes. Now, back to your self-presentation. Here's what you need to do. 1. Collect your thoughts and data. 2. Anticipate their most likely questions. Understand them. 3. Prepare your answers. And then connect your answers to their questions in a specific way, in a specific form, which is you mention your new goals. Your answers to their questions are your new goals. So this is providing forward-thinking feedback, you could say. It's your self-presentation, you're providing feedback to them. But of course, your career change is not just about refining your pitch with some technique. With the questions and answers you see, it's also about affirming a certain culture. It's a culture of collaboration or of trust, you could say. So I have already mentioned the self-presentation theory, which really suggests that sharing your experiences will foster a collaborative environment, just as sharing your future ideas will. And consider that your skills are kind of holding the brush in your profession. So instead of holding back your ideas, the ideas that you might think, they might not be relevant enough, start by expressing ideas that are likely to be allowed in a certain team or a project situation. From relevant to allowed. Your skills are part of the entire skill set in the team. As for your confidence, yes, you might question. You might question whether you are allowed to act like this. But this question, most of the time, this question is unimportant. For example, because as a human, it's unchangeable to occur. This question will come back and back again and again. And so, usually it's not pressing. The I'm not good enough is unimportant, unchangeable, and not pressing. And sometimes the same applies to you, to what you typically think, or want, or need. When feeling insecure, focus on thoughts and wants and needs of others. Consider how to assist them. And this, or in other words, your confidence is likely to convey trust to them. Like your bosses, your clients, your co-workers, your external stakeholders. And of course, this is not a one-time act. Do it once, do it twice. again and again and again, and this will become essential. Will become essential to set the stage for your career change. For example, you will maximize the likelihood that people with influence are going to support you. Okay, here's an extra idea to accelerate your career change. Address, maybe just as side notes, certain areas in which you can improve yourself. Be as specific as possible. So, when you collect things, data, information, experiences, explore cross-career options. Maybe such that could lead to day-to-day, very subtle day-to-day improvements already in your current position, already in the short term. So then during your self-presentation, try to initiate a conversation about actionable steps forward in these areas, or also with your cross-career options in mind. So with all these plans, remember to remain patient, because your next career step, it may just be an intermediate step heading to some larger career stage for you. So, interacting with the one person who mostly needs to be addressed. Emphasize your commitment to your professional development by interacting with yourself. Again, do it once, do it twice, again and again. The trust that you gain, in turn, it will become essential for you. And of course, for your next career shift.